Hello, hello, hello. Let me just say, I do not know how long this stream is going to be because my phone has told me that it doesn't need to charge. So I use my phone, for those of you who don't know, and I do not know when it's going to be like, hey, I'm sick of your shit. So if my stream suddenly ends, like, my bad. I really need to do this. Hopefully it'll continue to charge. It has in the past. I don't know specifically why it's not been charging today. Other than my phone's like, I hate you. And I'm like, I'm sorry. And it's like, no, you're not. I'm like, I'm not, but whatever. So in Adventures of Me, because this is what we do here, Weird Adventures, I had somebody pop in my inbox on an app, and I don't even know what to think right now. I'm like, what? So, yeah. A big welcome to everybody who's new, who's ever seen me stream. Hi, hello. As you should have found out, well, by this moment, I don't game, actually, often. I have gamed on my phone now twice, literally in the last week. But that's not my normal shtick over here. So, actually, I owe someone a message because I do, but I started streaming and I can't stop because I can't stop my timer because I can't take it off. I can't. Yeah. Now I keep track of my time because I sell my work and I need to know how long something takes me for a variety of reasons. One of which is because of cost, but also because of projecting, how long something is going to take me to deliver. So I have been at this since January. I actually pulled it out once when I got to like 2/3 of where I am now. Because, oh dear God in heaven, it was really fucking awful. Yeah. And so I'm just now getting back to where I was. We're at 4,000 plus stitches, by the way. And I think it was right at 15 hours and some change. And that's what this looks like. That's what this is. And technically it's double-sided. So like half the stitches are in theory like in one color and the other half are another. But yeah, there you go. So I know I'm not the only one who streams stuff, not games. I know Wickedly Handmade, if you haven't heard of them and you like spooky, cool, nifty stuff, they're awesome humans. Made You Look. And actually, I'll be nice and I'll put this in the chat for anybody who sees this broadcast later. I think it's Made You Look, but it might be Made You Look LEWK. Now that I say that, I'm not sure. I'm following both of those people though. So I still have to do tonight's Patreon. I got caught up in going through a creative live class all day like all day. And then somebody dropping in my inbox. Yeah, they dropped in with a, I'm sure you're not interested anymore, but if you want to hang out, you can text me here. And I'm just like, what? Like, wait, what? I don't know what that was about. I really don't. I'm super confused. What else have I done today? I feel like I did that class. Like, I started off at lesson 4. I started that yesterday. I finished it and got all the way through lesson 8 today. And the lessons are like various lengths of time. So, like, one of them was like half an hour long, another one was 11 minutes, another one was 4 minutes. And yeah, this one was productivity, because I've had to overhaul my schedule since the Des job, and I'm not happy about it. If you're new here, just, yeah, you can hear my enthusiasm. It actually cut down a lot of my time I had. And the only reason I'm able to be here is because this is time I would be using to do what I'm doing anyway. And so I'm just double duty right now, right? Like, 2 birds, 1 stone at this moment. I'm streaming the project time that I would have anyway. And yeah. So here we are. I'm so ready to be done with this. So we're at round 75. I have to get to round 85. Again, I don't know if my phone is going to agree with that or not. But we're going to try. I'm going to stream for as long as my phone's going to let me, basically. So if this is shorter, I do apologize. For those of you who caught me super late at night, I was playing a bunch of games on my phone and streaming it. I had a conversation with one of y'all. Shortcake, I think is the screen name. Yep, I did that. And I decided that might be a Sunday thing. I do have a DS, but I can't stream with it. It's a DS Lite, and that's just not possible, which super sucks. Because I have me some Lego Batman. And while I do in fact have, or at least I did have a controller. I had a Nintendo controller that had a USB attached to it. I am not savvy enough to make that work with my computer. I also don't like PC gaming, which I know is like to the pearls clutched. There's too many buttons for me. Like, I'm a console, old school, give me a controller kind of person. And I know that you absolutely, right, can get a controller to go with a PC game. But like a lot of PC gaming traditionally was with a keyboard. And look, I know it's not the full keyboard. I know that. I'm totally aware of that. It's just, it's daunting and it's intimidating and it's too much. My brain is already like, whoa. This is just calm down with that. So it's a little much to be asking of me. Thank you very much. Which is funny because friend and I were having a conversation about video games right before I jumped on here. So friend is a serious gamer, which is funny because I am not. And is very much so, we'll play all the way through a game, we'll beat the hell out of it, we'll, play it again to beat it even better, we'll like plow through games, and it's just like be real dedicated to it, right? Power on, right? Not me. Whenever I play games, it is a diversion. It's just kind of something to do. It's not a serious diversion. I can easily just not. I'm never playing games typically that require me to beat them. Like, sure, I've played Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, Sega's Sonic, Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3. 2 sucked, by the way. It was awful for the Nintendo. 3 was like where it's at. 1 was fine. Duck Hunt, I was no good at that. Just like, what are you doing? Like, my hand coordination, the whole aiming and like the timing of like pressing buttons, not good at it. And I never have been. And like, I guess for some people, gaming is like, it's a social activity. It's also relaxing, which is something that friend and I talked about, how like for them, it's a very social activity. Like they would sit there and play games and talk to the people who are around them. And I'm like, that's cool. I don't do that. If I'm playing a game, don't talk to me. Like, I have to concentrate. Because I absolutely will jack things up 9 ways to Sunday if you try to talk to me. And I'll be mad about it. Yeah. Like, I guess one of the reasons why I don't video game is because it, like, sets off my temper really badly. And I know for some people, the funny thing is, it's the exact opposite, right? It's real, like, helps you get through it, right? Which is fine. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. That's just not me. You know, I need things I can like fall into. And when I fall into them, like a book, for example, oh yeah, no, you're not going to get a peep out of me because you don't exist anymore. I'm going to fall like headfirst into forever, into oblivion, and love it. Cause I'm like, that's my kind of adventure, right? I like this immersion. Which is kind of funny because it's basically reading a book is kind of like a whole bunch of voyeurism, right? Like you're the fly on the wall to whatever's going on. That's what you're doing. That's fine. I'm getting all the tea, the fictional character tea. I'm like 100% on board with that. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's my thing. And art, what I'm doing right now, I'm knitting. Is brioche. It's a type of knitting. This is not relaxing, by the way. For some people it is. It is not. This is work for me. And I don't say that with a work is a 4-letter word and I don't like doing this. No, I love doing this. Absolutely love doing this. But this is not a for fun activity. Is that like a racing game? Because I am super bad at those. Like, oh my god, I'm so bad. Oh, yeah, no, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I could... Super Mario Brothers, Sonic, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro. I played Medieval. I loved Medieval. And Death Jr. Like, those are the games that I liked. I also played fighting games because I'm a button masher. Yeah, I am that guy. Totally that guy. I played, was it, what are the Tekkens? Yeah, no, same. Okay, so which one though? 1, 2, or 3? That's the real question. Did you have Super Mario Brothers 1 and Duck Hunt? Was it on the same game? God, I hated that damn dog. I liked dogs, and I hated that dog. I was so bad. We had the gun, too. I was so bad at it. No. Super Mario Brothers 3 was my jam. I loved Frog Mario, Raccoon Mario. Oh. Yes. Oh, you know what else? Galaga. I hated that game. Because it got harder and harder and harder. And it would just whoop my ass. Like, I wouldn't make it that far, and I'm just like, I'm dying. Okay, well, it looks like raccoon. And let me clarify, I'm not into video games at all. So any of the storyline, any of the backstory, nope. Don't know a damn thing. Yeah, we didn't have arcades when I grew up, so that wasn't an option. It was all Nintendo and the cheat codes. Game Genie. Blowing on the cartridge because, oh my god, the dust would say, nope, it's not going to work now. Yeah. I was a loner kid, so I also, like, I didn't go anywhere or do anything when I was a kid. It was just me. When it worked. So every now and then it's like, nope, not going to work. I think I tried to play there was a Ninja Turtle game where you basically, it had you going side to side to side to side, right? And you would go up levels. I couldn't with that. I'm pretty sure I probably played Mortal Kombat. Not a whole lot. I remember I think we had a PlayStation at one point. Nope, I never had a Super Nintendo. Ever. I never played it. I think I was in the room with one once. As close as I got. The last console thing that I had was in 2009. I had a PSP and I lost it in a bad breakup. I forgot that it was packed up in his stuff. And I tell you what, if I had remembered, I would have absolutely delayed the breakup to get my PSP. I had Death Jr. 1 and 2 and Medieval, which were so fun. I liked Medieval. And I think I had a Crash Bandicoot too. I think. Death Jr. was my jam though. That's my favorite one. He was so cute. I had a Game Boy. Oh, I played Tetris. Loved the hell out of Tetris. We also had a chess game, which was really weird because I didn't know how to play chess. So the only cool thing about the chess game that we had, which I'm pretty sure was my mom's, which is funny because she never played video games, so I don't know why we had it, was that the pieces would come to life and like kill each other. Like they would do battles. And there's a special move that you can only do once under very specific circumstances on, I think, one side of the board. It's called castling, and the rook, right? Yes. The rook would come to life from like a tower into this rock monster. And he would get up and move over and switch sides with the king, I do believe it was. And you could only do that move, I think, I looked it up later, if you hadn't moved the king at all. And it had to be, I think, 2 spaces from the rook. I think that was the rule. Which I think means it only happened on one side, but I'm not sure. I still don't know how to play chess. Speaking of Harry Potter and chess, I saw a Lego version of the wizard chess, and I wants it. I would totally not play it, but I would put that thing together and be like, look how cool it is. I think it even has like a little tiny Harry, Hermione, and Ron with it too. It's freaking precious. Oh my gosh. I also don't board game. Because I don't ever have anybody to game with. You know, I'm not sure. I didn't look at it really closely. But I think so. Because, you know, like the little Lego people, they're like, what? 1.5 inches, 2 inches tall max. So I'm pretty sure, like, in the illustration for the front of it, they were like meant for you to put them on there. Ooh, what are you knitting? This is going to be a cowl. One of these days, that is. Nice. I have only made one actual garment, like a sweater, which was really ambitious because it was my first sweater. and it was the most. The absolute most. Nice. I crocheted one for somebody basically because I wanted to make it and it looked like it was fun and I liked the stitch pattern, but it was absolutely not for me. Oh goodness. Did you swatch? I know, those are the words that nobody wants to hear. I did not swatch for this because this is a cowl and it is brioche. And I said, I'm just going to do the bigger size and it's going to work. Damn it. Actually, so here's a funny story about this, right? This is the second time I'm knitting this. So I'm calling it the second chance cowl. Like that's officially its name in Ravelry. Because the first time I did it, I jacked it up so badly. There were ladders between the needles. I had dropped stitches. Look, I've been knitting a while, so like I know what I'm doing, but oh, it did not look like it. It looked like I had no idea what I was doing. And everybody at my knitting group, they were like, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine." I'm like, "It's not fine though. It looks terrible because I knew it wasn't supposed to look like that." Oh, no, I've already done cables. Already done cables. My sweater is cabled. The cable detail and the front right and left bottom. Oh no, so here's the thing, right? This is supposed to be on a circular. I didn't have the size I need and I didn't want to wait. So this is what I had. I usually do knit on a circular if I can manage, because I don't mind this for hats and like arm warmers and like small stuff. This is just it's fiddly at this point. My needles are also super long. If these were 6-inch, this would be like hella easier. Really, it really would be. But I'm a size queen, and so I had to have an 8-inch needle because of course I did. Of course I did. I didn't want the shorter ones at the time because I was using these basically like they were straights. Yeah, that's what my tattoo artist called me. He's like, "You're such a size queen." And I was like, I mean, it's not a lie. It's not a lie. No lies detected. Yeah, that is a story for another time and like not in not in mixed company. Oh, we're just gonna leave that alone. Leave it alone. But yeah, no. I actually made the background that I'm knitting on, which is part of why it's like, oh my god, I can't even. Like, I could have waited till I got what I needed, but I no, I can't wait. I am impatient as hell. And so I needed to start this. It is a linen stitch. It is Woolies Thick and Quick, and I don't remember the title. I think it's Spice Market, actually. And it's funny because it kind of looks like the Holy Festival colors. It's actually an altar cloth for Sri Ganesh. Because the bright colors are like candy and happy, and that's very, very Shri. So I love my linen stitch for that reason. It's also, if you wanted to stitch, like cross stitch on it, it makes more of a square grid versus like a rectangular one. And so it's handy for that. But I like it for its density. But so this has a story. I read spicy novels because I do. And one of my favorite authors writes, and I read paranormal spicy novels, because let's just, yeah, I mean, come on now. Let's just go full on with it. And all of her shtick is shifters, right? And she's from Texas. I don't know if she's from Texas originally, but I know she's... Oh, yeah, no, I know all about tentacles. My wallet is tentacles. It is. I bought it exactly for that reason. I was like, oh my gosh, yes. But, I got into her work during the pandemic, like by accident. Like, I'm a book nerd all the way. And somebody randomly suggested her work to me because she gave away like 16 books. And this woman writes like novellas, technically, right? So they're shorter. But she churns one out like practically every month, every other month. Like, she's a little workhorse about it. So she has a bunch of books. And I don't know how long she's been writing, but she's a rancher. Like, she has an actual ranch and piggies and chickens and all kinds of stuff. And I got into her and I said, you know, like, these are free books. I'll try it out, right? If I don't like it, they're free. I didn't pay for them. I'll just stop reading them. I'll delete them off my Kindle. It won't be a big deal, right? No bigs. Easy. I actually like them. It's funny. All of her menfolk are, you know, ranchers, bikers, country, rough and tumble types, which is hilarious because I'm from the country. And so I'm not upset about it. Well, anyway, she posted somewhere around like December, right? Of like last year about something that clearly stated that like she was finally getting away from toxic people in her life, right? That probably were family or like close to the family or people who had been in her life in a while. And in part of all that, what she ended up doing is she ended up getting a hummingbird tattoo. Now, I don't know any of the specifics. She deliberately did not go into it because it's nobody's damn business, which is totally fine. But obviously, that tattoo had like very specific, deep personal meaning to her. Well, I was shopping for a Tumblr for Work Wife, which is another story entirely. I ended up like looking through all the Tumblrs because I'm that person. Like, if I search something online to go shopping and it's like, you have 40 pages of results. Yeah, I will look at all 40 fucking pages. I will absolutely do that because I need to know what's on those 40 pages to make sure it's not something cool. Well, randomly in all of those, I went and like liked a bunch of them because I love tumblers, because I collect cups, because I'm a tea fiend. And I saw one that was a butterfly, or not a butterfly, it was a hummingbird. And I was like, well, that's really cute. I'm actually going to interrupt my project time so I can show it to you, because it's right next to me. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, hey, you know what? Ah, that sounds terrible. Sorry. Woohoo! So, I saw this. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's freaking precious, isn't it? And I don't know. I like to think of knitting. Knitting is like a hug, right? Like the amount of time and effort that somebody's putting into something, if they're giving you something that's knit, I mean, it's not a small commitment. It's not a light, like, gesture. Like, somebody poured hours into something for you. So, like, if they did, this person must really like you. And I saw that, and I was like, that's really pretty. I should totally make her a care package and toss that in there. And then I was like, well, if you're going to make a care package, right, you should probably put more than just a tumbler in there. And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, well, what would make sense? And I actually saw this, right, remember, she's got a ranch. This is a bandana cowl, is what this is. So it's a cowl with a long peak. Yes, there. Yeah, we're gonna get to that in just a second. There's a points to it, kind of like a bandana, and I saw it on Instagram right around the time that I saw that Tumblr, and like kind of like a color like this, but more creamish, where it's just really light. And another one that was variegated that had like a lot of, I think, peach, pink, and like yellow in it. And it paired really nicely. And I was like, oh, that's really cute. And admittedly, this lady has definitely got some kind of girly tendencies, which I'm not here for like gender norms. But this is pretty, and there's a chance she would like it, right? That's all I'm going with that. So it's like, well, okay, cool. So I forgot about the Tumblr, actually. And I was like, yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, she's gorgeous, too. And, but, like, she loves shoes. I know, because she shares her shoes on her Instagram. So I know that she likes accessories to some degree. And this is an accessories. So, yeah, okay. Well, I totally forgot about the Tumblr. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to make this, I don't want it made out of yarn that's going to be too loud next to each other. So, like, these, they're different enough, right, that there's contrast, but it's not so different that it's visually jarring. And I am a stickler about color. Like, I am very particular, because a bad color combination can just ruin it's like you can't fix that. It's gonna look bad. Yes, rightly so. Well, I went looking and I was like, okay, well, I was gonna buy something online, and I don't like buying yarn online. Like, unless I've bought the color before and I'm familiar with it, like how, like the possibility, but I don't like doing that. And I had some stuff in my cart, and I was looking at it, I was like, look, go to the yarn store. It's right around the corner from you. Just go. And I'm like, so I went there, and I'm like, okay, well, this is what I'm looking for. I want something muted. I also, by the way, I messaged her on Instagram, and I was like, hey, I have a weird question for you. 1, are you allergic to any animal hair? The answer was no. I was like, 2, what's your favorite color? And she was like, blues and purples. And I was like, okay. So there was my parameters. I didn't find as much purple. This is much more blue than it is purple. There is some like flecks of purple in here, right? But I think it still looks pretty good. So the funny thing is, what I didn't realize at the time when I saw this is it matches the damn cup. That can't plan that. Which told me this was serendipitous, and this is right, and this is how this should work out. So I sent her another message, and I was like, hey, I have another weird question for you, making sure that a cup was going to be appropriate, right? Are you a tea drinker? She's like, yes, actually, I love tea, but I love fruity tea. And I know that's weird. And I'm like, no, it's not. And so I need the perfect tea to get her. So I have a sampler of fruit-flavored teas, the tumbler, a little cute gray basket for it to go in, and this cowl as soon as I freaking finish it. Because this is what I do. I do things like that. Well, she has given me so much entertainment and joy. And like, look, she's a rancher. She's got a freaking job. She's got several kids. She's got other stuff to do. And she writes her little heart out. And I love her books, and I devour them. Like, of all the books I have on my Kindle, she's the one I've got the most of. Like, I've got, of the, 120 or so books that she's got, I've got like somewhere around 70, 80 of them. And that's just because I haven't bought them all. But like, I love her work. And I'm the kind of person that if I see something and it makes me think of you, then the thing for me to do is to give that to you. As long as like you're amenable. Some people don't like stuff, right? My love language is giving gifts, by the way. Big surprise there. Big surprise. And so it just came together. And then I spent 6 hours casting on and jacking it up. because I used a cast on I had never used that literally kept everywhere. It was the worst. Like, I will never use that cast on ever again. I don't even remember what it was called. I think it was like an Italian twisted cast on. And it was fine for brioche because you need something stretchy, right? But, oh dear God, it was a nightmare. I literally knotted up the yarn. It was so bad. So I don't think brioche is hard. A lot of people say otherwise. I don't think it is. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how closely you're watching. But it's not hard. Once you get the trick of it, it's actually really easy. And I gotta tell you, I think that working it in 2 colors to get the hang of it is easier because you could see the difference of the different stitches. Here, I'll do this too. I'll move. There we go. Ha 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 ha. But you do yarn overs and you pair them, right, with the stitch. So instead of it being a separate yarn over and having a hole, you're just working it together. And because of that, it's not really much different than any other knitting, I think, personally. Now, I'm also the one who, like, made a sweater without building up to it, jumped into lace knitting. You know, I don't do small. I just jump into stuff because that's my way. Both feet. Let's just go for it. Tell you what, I crash course. I learn a lot. What I will say is, if you're going to do it, absolutely learn how to correct the mistakes. Right? If I had learned how to correct the mistakes, I wouldn't have had to redo this from the beginning because I would have fixed them. But yeah, I really like this pattern. Yeah. I also knit in a slightly different way than Continental. Like, mine is very much a lever knitting, and that's because I got into a lot of knit and purl ribbing. And instead of having to take the yarn all the way off and move it with my left hand, it was easier to lever it back and forth like this. So, like, and that happened like after years of knitting. Like, it took, and this, if you want to see, you can see it on my Instagram, but the, what's it? I think this is what it's called. Hold on. Yes. And she's got it in several sizes. This is the fingering version. And I wanted something light because I've been to Texas. So I know that while it absolutely can be cold, it's not, you know, it's not the cold of like the Northeast, right? And so I did not want to give her something bulky that she could never wear, right? And I went with the larger size because I figured you can't go wrong with a cowl, right? Or like, you know, something oversized. That's too big is way easier to reconcile than too small. So I'm super excited. I can't wait to send it to her. Like, if I could get to a book signing, I would have absolutely delivered this in person, but that also sounds like very awkward in my brain because, you know, sure, there's a chance that she'll be like, oh, that's great. Thanks. I didn't want this. I hope not, but, you know, I'll totally understand. So the funny thing is I'm totally an introvert, and based on my ability to like talk on camera and like, I don't know, command a room, like people don't think that about me, but no, I absolutely can't stand attention. I hate being on camera. I just can manage it. But I would absolutely fangirl, like 100% if I met her. And it would probably be deeply embarrassing to anybody watching, be like, oh my God, what is wrong with her? I'm like, I love her books. I'm sorry, and I'm not sorry. I have a wood burner that I think they lived in Pennsylvania. I don't know if they're still there. I got to meet them, and I absolutely fangirled. And I had been following them like on like Facebook, because I found them because they did a local fair. And when I met them, I was like, oh my God, I hate to ask you this, but can I take a picture? And they were like, yeah, sure. And I was like, yay! And I was just such a nerd. But like, I love their work. They're freaking awesome. And like, I don't know, internet people, like, sure, internet famous is some weird thing, right? Like, whatever. But like, people on the internet, there's this weird nebulous in between, right? Because absolutely, this is a real person, right? It's a real person with feelings and problems and like concerns and everything. But when you're seeing someone's presence, you know, it's a little different than like the everyday, just somebody who does all the same thing that you do, right? That probably sounds awful. I'm going to acknowledge that I am probably not saying that in any way that's right. I'm hoping I'm understood, but I'll understand if I sound like a terrible person. That's the thing. But I don't know. Like, it's that middle fame, because they're a personality, right? Which is not to negate their humanity or personhood. But like, I'm not going to run into, you know, famous people. I'm not going to run into Anne Hathaway. Although I do have a funny story. I did meet Claire Danes by accident and totally made an ass of myself and did not mean to and felt really bad. So, I'm full of stories, by the way, which is probably how I can manage having people like look and gesture and pay attention to me and not like freak me the hell out. So I went to knit night and I got there a little late. I went to sit down. There was some new lady there. Blonde, real thin. She like looked like she was probably, you know, in her 40s or so, right? But like, you know, younger. Okay, right? And you know, new people, you sit down at knit night, everybody says hi, right? And then you go about your knitting, right? That's it. That's what you're there for. And she's like, oh, I'm Claire. And I'm like, I swear I didn't recognize her. And I was like, oh, like Claire Danes? She's like, exactly. And I was like, what? And like, it took me a minute for that to process through my brain what she said to me. And then I realized it. Like, and I was like, oh wow. Oh, I feel like an asshole now. Because she was just there trying to knit, right? Like, and I was like, when I left, I'm like, I am so sorry. Like, I am so sorry. I did not like realize it was you. Because I didn't look at her. Because I wasn't there to look at people. I was there to look at yarn. I felt so bad. But she was in town. Was it filming Homeland? And she just happened to come in and knit. And I was like, that's so friggin' weird. Yeah, I know she didn't get it, but I totally reached out on Instagram and was like, and I apologize again. I'm like, I am so sorry. Because I don't know, like, what kind of person she is. Like, some people just, they like being noticed. They like being, you know, seen and called out and recognized. And some people just, they don't like it, right? And I don't know what kind of person she is. And I wasn't going to, you know, get into that conversation with her because I don't know her. Stop it, doggo. Stop it. Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. You're a busybody. You're a busybody. Brat. I felt so bad, though. But that just tells me that I'm kind of, you know, vacuous. A little bit like, oh, what? I am not situationally aware. so terrible. I felt so guilty. It happened a couple of years ago too. Like, oh gosh, I'm trying to place it now. I was still with my ex-husband. Oh my goodness. So, okay. So I'm assuming that you're one of the people that I followed from the TikTok thread. I'm assuming that that's how that's how this happened, that we're in the same place now. I was waiting for TikTok or Twitch to be like, you need to stop following people. I was waiting for it. I followed like 30 people and I'm like, but new people, new cool humans to follow. Want to see what the neat stuff they're doing is. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like my ultimate embarrassment. I forget that happened, and then I'm like, I've never met anybody famous, and it's like, yeah, you have. I'm like, oops, and shit. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So this is cashmere and merino. How's the phrase go? Spared no expense. Really, I just was going with the color. I didn't care what was in it, as long as it was pretty. One of this, I think the blue is Dream in color. This is my first cashmere, so I feel like extra decadent. And what is it? The gray is an odd like name. I can't think of what the I can't think of what the name is. It was just like an odd. It didn't sound like a yarn company's name. I was just like, what? Yeah. My favorite part though is all of these deep blue bits. They're so pretty. Which is funny because I'm a teal, like peacock blue. Yeah. Not enough to be a problem, but just enough to be, ooh. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a lot of cashmere together. I can't imagine the price point on like a whole lot of cashmere. I think that this is probably not much different from that. I don't know what else is in it though. They're both fingering, but I don't think, I mean, they're not like sock yarns in that. I don't think either of them have nylon in them. I don't think. That's true. Of course, where's my bag? There's my bag. I got the damn tag right here. I don't know why I'm talking on my ass. I just look it up. Let's see. Yeah, so this one, the Color to Life, the jelly with cashmere, is discontinued because of course it is. Yeah, this is 70% super merino wool, it's 20% cashmere. Okay, there is some nylon in here, so I'm a liar. Got it. Okay, that's fine. And then the other one is variations by yarn by Friendly Products, which is weird. And this is merino, and oh, that's a hell of a lot more nylon. So let it be known, okay, that I don't know what I'm talking about. No idea what I'm talking about. Yeah. Well, so I don't know how it's going to be with this, because usually when I do fingering weight and I have nylon, I'm making socks. So the nylon, totally fine. Not a problem. I don't know how this is going to hold up with the fact that I have to block the hell out of this. I'm a little concerned that it's going to resist being blocked because of the nylon. But we'll see. I've never blocked cashmere before. I've never blocked brioche before. I'm just doing the most with this because I don't know how to do less. Whoa, there we go. Sorry. I will probably make myself one of these because I really like this. And it's so squishy. So squishy. Just want to squeeze it. I will absolutely not do it on double points. That's for damn sure. This is killing me. Like, I love my double points. I will check that out. Let me get to the end of this needle. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the last fingering I had, I think it was Madeline Tosh, so I don't think it had any. Gosh, I've used Madeline Tosh. I actually have a bunch of Madeline Tosh. I have 2 of the Holy Festival color, a worn denim, and I made this other shawl in it, and I think that's just merino. Now, to be fair, it looks just like this. Ooh, I'm looking. Ooh, that looks fun. Very nice. Thank you for sharing. Oh, I love the Madeline Tosh. I love her colors. I love her colors. So I've got one called Shuri. Like, it's named after the Black Panther sister. And that got turned into a shawl for somebody else in Texas, actually. That's for Twig. So, yeah. Twig is knitworthy. Twig also got a cocoon shrug. And I have a blah, 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 blah. I have a, dear Lord in heaven, oh my gosh, a cardigan that I'm making for Twig. And that's funny because it's a cardigan. It's a long sleeved, cabled cardigan. You don't make sweaters for people you don't like a whole lot. Like, seriously. Let's see. I can interrupt our regularly scheduled programming because I'm in between needles. Oh dear goodness. So I can show you and look at your leisure because I don't know what this is going to do because I don't know how you're watching this. Where's my super suit? Actually. Okay. So, the cardigan in question is that. The funny thing is, I'm making that for Twig because I want to know how many stitches are in that cardigan. Even though I'm not making the same size, I could, you know, figure out based on the repeats. Like, I could do the math and figure it out. Because I don't know how many stitches. I love that it's an hourglass. I think that that is the coolest freaking thing. Originally, that is a sweater with a cowl neck, but the cables are only on the fronts. And then Vanessa made a cardigan version with the cables obviously on the back because it is open in the front. The other portion that I like of that pattern is the flaring of the collar at the bottom fronts of it. It flares out in this lovely curve that is just like, it's the business. I don't know what yarn Vanessa originally used, but it's this gorgeous blue. And that kind of sold it for me. Like, hello, thank you. I'll have one of those. I was one of her test knitters. I was also one of the ones who took the longest to do it because I was going through a divorce. And I didn't feel like knitting. I love it. Gosh, I love that. Yeah, that sweater is actually sitting behind me. That's mine. I said I wasn't going to make another one. I'm a liar, obviously. Obviously. I'm just always telling stories, apparently. And then this is the last Madeline Tosh I finished with. That is also for Twig. So Twig is getting, they're going to get that cardigan in a dark espresso brown, which, look, I've already started it, and I've already started the cables, right? You start it from the very top and work down. And the cables already, like, there's not even 2 inches of those things, and they look great already. Yeah. I wanted something that was a single skein, but would make a nice thing. And that, I think the name of that shawl is called Kindness, I do believe. And that's part of why I chose it. So apparently I'm a sucker for a good name or a good color. But yeah, I made that for Twig. And the Cocoon Shrug. I made the Cocoon Shrug because I really wanted to make one, but I didn't like it. Like, I didn't want it. So I was like, if I make this, do you want it? And Twig was like, yes. And I was like, all right, well, here's the rule. You're gonna have to deal with me getting done when I get done. And, you know, hey, who's gonna say no to, like, handmade love? I mean, I don't know, nobody in their right mind, right? I don't know, preferences and all. But yeah, it was really fun to make. I don't like drop shoulders, so the shrug was never going to work for me. So I hate a drop shoulder, apparently, with a passion. It looks super comfy, though, and cozy. So we'll call it good. That works. Enjoy your food. Go be good friends. Thank you for hanging out and stopping by and sharing your project. I'm probably going to follow you on Ravelry. I'm just going to let you know that, because I'm a weirdo. And you have a lovely evening. Nice. You beat me to it. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? We're almost there. We're almost there. He's coming. He's coming. Santa's coming. I know him. I watch too many damn movies. No such thing. No such thing. Let's see. This is the most ridiculous thing. My cat scratch singing. Oh my gosh. So in the off chance that you could still hear me, I don't generally game, but I did start hopping on once a week and playing through all the games on my phone that I can manage. So that might happen. Until I can get my hands on a console, I think that's the best I'm going to be able to do. Because I can't tech. For somebody who uses the internet lots, I can't even. I've got Angry Elmo TikTok sounds playing in my head. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to move this up a little bit so I can move a little bit. Oh gosh, because my knee is like a hurtful. Okay. So we're going to check on our... Okay. So here's the thing. I know I keep telling y'all that I'm going to go and like do the whole repeat, right? Well, no. No, the answer is no. Actually, what it is my phone has told me, hey, I see that you want me to charge. I don't feel like doing that. And I'm over here like, what? And it's like, yeah, this is what we're doing. And I'm like, okay, well, could you not? And it's like, nope, gonna do it my way, do whatever I want. So I'm at the mercy of my tech. Can you see why that I cannot technology? Because I have to obey the tiny rectangles. So I'm gonna finish this round. We've met our hour minimum, right? And I mean that's really the goal, right? That's the minimum goal, is to be here for the hour. And that's because that's how long my project time is. Now, I got started late, right? So, yeah. We're gonna end after this round, just because I don't want to work these rounds singly. Like, they're worked in pairs, and so I'm gonna make sure that it stays that way, because then I clearly know where I am, versus wondering, okay, well, did you complete a section? Because my ass would not remember, is what would happen, because that's just how that works. And here we are. So, but the good thing is we're back to our schedule. I'm, streaming for the allotted time, even if I'm late. Like, I don't mean to be late. I got a lot to do though, so that's what's going on there. Got a lot to do. Like, so much to do. Like, oh my gosh, why are you doing so much? I got carried away doing my class though. Like, honestly. I was like, I was not planning on working on that class all day, but apparently, yes, is exactly what I was planning to do. I just wasn't aware of it. No, but I didn't get the memo. It's like, well, we all knew. Which reminds me of that TikToker who, like, does skits. It's this, she sounds like a British woman. She's blonde, white, and she has conversations with her brain, her heart, etc. And like, there's one where she's gonna go out partying, and there's a voice for a liver. It's like, what are you doing? It's 7 o'clock. Like, oh yeah, no, we're going out. It's 7 o'clock. We went out yesterday. Oh, I'm just gonna go out for a little bit. No. Brain's like, yeah, let's go. I was actually watching her last night. I have no idea what her name is. I just know that I've seen her content before. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I had a whole conversation with friends like, I never go to my For You page. I'm always on my following. And I'm like, I never go to my following page. I'm only on my For You page. But most of my For You page is people I'm following. Like, every now and then I get new people, but a lot of, like, I don't know, there's like 50% of my For You page is people I'm following. At least, okay, maybe it's 30%. Whatever. It's the right amount. It's the right amount of seeing people I want to see and seeing like a new person. It probably is like 30, 70. Whatever. I can't math. I don't even know I'm trying. Like, this is a joke. So I've been schooled on what the Mario is. Now I have to look it up because I want to know more. Tanuki, I think is what it is, or Tanukai. My Japanese is no. So we're gonna look it up. Not right now. Not right now. I got 2 more needles to get through. 2 more needles. Oh my gosh. I swear, I always mean to get through this. I always mean to get through like 10 rounds. And apparently that's just not, it's not in the cards. Like, ever. I don't even know that I've gotten through all of it once. I mean, not for this. Like, I've gotten through repeats with other things, but for some reason I just can't seem to manage with this one. I don't know what that's about. Oh my goodness. I made a friend. Hooray. Twitchy Nitty friends. Excellent. So the funny thing is they're like, yeah, you need to get some cables. The funny thing is I started off with cable needles. I got into using double pointed needles only because I made a bunch of hats at one point and it's just so much easier. Like, I didn't know how to magic loop at the time and I didn't want to learn. And so I was just like, I guess I'll just have to learn double pointeds finally. And so I did. And then I was like, oh no, these are so much easier for me to like manage this, right? Because I don't have a cable in the way. And most of the time, this, like, I'm not knitting on top of a piece of fabric for it to catch on, right? So, like, there being fabric under it for the needles to stab into. Yeah, no, that's not a thing. So I don't have to worry about it. Uh-oh, haha, we see a drop stitch. Unique opportunity. See? I knew that thing looked really weird. We did pretty good. It took us, I don't know how long to drop the stitch. I didn't spend half the stream dealing with this. Okay, so, whoa now. All right. Oh gosh. Okay, we're gonna have to check on the other one now because that might be why there's this weird large gap over there too. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna have to check the other areas now. Great. I'm worried about that. Good job, brain. My brain's good at that. Like, I got really good at like not worrying about most things. Except for this. I'm like, oh my gosh. But that's because I put so many hours in this and I worked really hard to make sure this is just right. So yeah, no, it needs to be just right. Damn it. Like, I don't try to get my knitting perfect. That is not a thing. I think that's, if you want perfect knitting, I mean, look, hey, like whatever you like. But I think part of the beauty of things that are done by hand is that they're not perfect and they're not uniform, and that's my personal opinion, and you are free to disagree with it. And we don't, like, it's not a necessary conversation, because that's literally just how I feel, and that's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. So, and everybody's allowed to like what they like, right? It's, you know, why we got preferences. But personally, I like, oh, is that what's going on, you jerk? I thought I saw a needle sticking through the fabric. No, no, that's not what's going on. It was exactly what was going on. Like, what? Yeah, I don't trust my phone to let me get through. Like, it literally cut off yesterday. And I was just like, wait a minute, what? And it was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to turn off. I'm like, that's not nice. And it's like, yeah, I don't care. Leave it to me to have sassy devices. Of course I do. Oh my goodness. Okay, so just so you know, right? If you snag, that's one of the ways to fix it. So, all right, let's see what's going on over here. These are all there. These are all there. Okay, I'm just making sure that I didn't drop any other stitches. I did. Biscuits. Okay, see? That's what I get for not checking sooner, though. That's okay, though. Like, I didn't drop 2 stitches. It's like way more than 2 stitches. But what I mean is, I caught it. And that's what matters. G.I. Joe. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my glob. What is going on? No, 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 no. Oh my gosh. I had some guy say to me something about this could be like a Lifetime movie, and I'm just like, oh well, it's a good thing it's not. Should that be a red flag? Should I be worried that that's like a reference that he made? I don't know. Should I? That's okay. I would have made the same damn reference. If he hadn't beat me to it, I would have said the same damn thing. Okay, so there we go. Alright, now we're good. Now we're good. Now we're good. Let's just move the needles before I holy noodle screw something else up. Like, I fixed that, so it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Damn it. Yeah, so, yes. If it calls for circulars, use circulars, people. I know this. I know this. I'm just impatient, and I'm paying for it. And I know better. And I'll do what I want. Don't at me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not gonna stop. It's too late. Too late. Can't take it off. Can't take it off. Alright, so now there we go. Look at the progress. I'm not looking forward to blocking this just because I hate blocking things. Like, I hate it. Like, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But it's gonna be great. I do want this weird diagonal slant thing to go away. Which will also be fixed with the blocking. So, that's the other side if you wanted to see it. And, because you're still here, you want to see the inside. That's what that looks like. So there we go. And this is why I like this, because it's double-sided, so if she decides that she likes the gray more, or she's having a great day, she can do that. There we go. So thanks for being here. Thanks for popping in. Anybody who watches this later, thank you. Amanda and Maui, I appreciate you popping in. I have a lovely conversation I had with you, and I will be sure to friend and follow you on Ravelry, because I'm weird like that. And yes, this will make it to the YouTube channel soon. I have to catch up with all of my postings. So yeah, that's a thing, but I'm trying to do that this evening. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully working on this and finishing the body, and then we're going to move on to the triangular section over the next week, but I don't know if I'm going to get the 4 rows round I have to do left. If I don't, then I'll be working on the wild heart or socks or something, anything else. So, toodles!